So good evening, everyone. So we are your presenters today. I am Adrian Luis P. Basalio,
And my name is Hermandy Ibis.
and
And
we
my
are here
name is Hermandy Ibista.
to discuss the theories. What is abstract reasoning? Abstract reasoning, also known as abstract thinking, involves the ability to understand and think with a complex concept that, while real, are not tied to concrete experiences, objects, people, or situations. This type of reasoning involves thinking about ideas and principles that are often symbolic or hypothetical. This type of thinking is more complex than the type of thinking that is centered on memorizing and recalling information and facts. I'll give you an example. So these examples are real, but they aren't concrete physical things that people can experience directly using their traditional senses, such as humor, imagination, friendship, freedom, jealousy, success, love, and happiness. So, best example ko dito is yung mga comedians, mga experts sa pagpapatawa. Well, for me, they are expert in abstract thinking because they observe the world around them. They detect incongruities, absurdities, and outrages, and then they build jokes out of them. Katulad, kung kilala niyo si Vice Ganda, di ba, ang galing niya magpatawa. Yun, napaka-professional niya sa pagpapatawa. So, siya ang abstract thinker.
So the next one is the abstract versus concrete reasoning. Abstract. Abstract reasoning is tied to a complex concept while real, are not tied to concrete experiences, objects, people, or situations. While the other one, the concrete or the literal thinking, is tied to specific experiences or objects that can be observed directly. It governs with the traditional senses. So, abstract reasoning is most closely related to fluid intelligence, our ability to quickly reason with information to solve new, unfamiliar problems, independent of any prior knowledge. It includes lateral and flexible thinking, logical reasoning, and generating solutions beyond the most obvious. Dito naman sa concrete thinking, is reasoning siya that is based on what you can see, hear, feel, and experience in the here and now, sometimes called literal thinking, because it's reasoning that focuses on physical objects, immediate experiences, and exact interpretations. The next one is the psychologist Jean Piaget, describe a theory of cognitive development that outlined this process from birth through adolescence and early adulthood. According to his theory, children go through four distinct stages of intellectual development. So Jean Piaget's theory of cognitive development then suggests that intelligence changes as children grow. So here are the four stages. The first one is the sensory motor stage. From birth to 18 to 24 months. During this early period, children knowledge is derived primarily from their senses. For example, na lang is a child may suck his or her thumb by accident and then later intentionally repeat the action. So these actions are repeated because the infant finds them pleasurable. The next one, or the second stage, is the pre-operational stage. It's from 2 to 7 years. At this point, children develop the ability to think symbolically. The example here is a child is able to use an object to represent something else, such as pretending a broom is a horse. And the third stage, which is the concrete operational stage, is from 7 to 11 years old. At this stage, kids become more logical, but their understanding of the world tends to be very concrete. So kids at this age become more logical about concrete and specific things, but they still struggle with abstract ideas. And the last, which is the formal operational stage. It's from ages 12 and up. The ability to reason about concrete information continues to grow during this period, but abstract reasoning skills also emerge. So the fourth stage, characterized by reasoning and abstraction. Adolescents begin to discriminate between their thoughts about reality and reality itself, and come to recognize that their assumptions have an element of and may not actually represent the true nature of experience. Thus, adolescent thinking becomes somewhat experimental in scientific sense, employing hypotheses to test new ideas against outward reality.
Thank you guys for listening.